Ragupatira Patita Pavana Sita Ragupatira Patita Pavana Sitara Sitara Ragupatira Gavarachala Matita Pavana Sitara Ragupatira Gavarachala Matita Pavana Sitara Ragupatira Gavarachala Matita Pavana Sitara Patita Pavana Sitara Patita Pavana Sitara 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 Thank you. Just what I needed. Right.
Yeah, here we are.
Wow. Well, it's I don't know how it's been for all of you, but it's been a little exciting this morning, and that's my choice word for today. And so welcome, and I'd like to invite us all just now to just take a moment and just breathe in deeply and feel the vibe from the music that we just received. Just feel that through your body. And close your eyes and just feel whatever's going on for you right now. It's perfect. And breathe deeply. And become aware of the sounds around you. All the different variations. And be aware of the silence around you. So very deep and profound. And one more deep breath together, everybody in and out. I love the ha. It's the most sacred thing in our Hawaiian tradition here in the islands is the ha. So remember that as you continue to breathe, bring yourself back here right now. And I'm going to invite Lorraine Cohn to come and share a Science of Mind reading with us for today.
From the Science of Mind magazine, say yes and to life. Somewhere in the back of my head must have been the thought that no leads to dead ends and yes leads to possibilities, said Rachel Dratch. And another quote from Ernest Holmes, when we constructively praise and creatively bless, life abounds with love, peace, and joy. A central tenet of improv is the phrase, yes and. In improv, yes means agree with your scene partner and enter their reality with enthusiasm. The and part, and means you should give your scene partner a gift in return, something they can use to move the scene forward. Together, you are building a world. The idea is useful in any area of life. Say yes and to the people in your life and surround yourself with people who say it back to you. The opposite of yes and is no but. Denying someone else's reality through disagreement and taking away from their idea. How often have you been vulnerable when sharing a dream, an idea, or a thought and had someone say no but to you? This no butting is a dream killer. It includes saying things like, you don't know how to do that. How will you make money if you do that? That's ridiculous. Get real. You'll never be happy. How would it be if someone yes anded you instead? Wow, what a great idea. Tell me more. That's an awesome dream. I can't wait to see it come to fruition for you. Yes, I can picture it. Practice yes anding others and yourself, because too often we say our harshest no buts for ourselves. Today, be a dream enhancer. Say yes and to life. And here's our affirmation that you can repeat after me. I'll say it once and then we'll do it in chunks, I guess. Today I say yes and to life. I am a dream enhancer for others and allow others to be dream enhancers for me. Today I say yes and to life.
Today I say yes and to life.
I am a dream enhancer for others.
I am a dream enhancer for others.
And allow others to be dream enhancers for me.
And allow others to be dream enhancers for me.
Yes. And thank you so very much for that. It was beautiful, perfect. So by way of introductions, I am Reverend Paula Kaikulan. I'm here at New Thought Center of Hawaii today, April 2nd. We missed April 1st, that was good. And today we have a lot of people here and it's very exciting. And the most exciting is we have an amazing speaker and an amazing musician, both together. Woo! We have Nancy Shipley Rubin here to share her latest mana'o. It's been 3 years. 3 years since she was here last in person. But she still sends her her wisdom through the airwaves, so we still have access to her wonderful wisdom and teachings. And we have Sakshi, and his incredible music to share with us today. We're very happy about that. And also, if you really love Sakshi, I can't say your name, sorry. He's going to be a speaker in a few weeks, as well as a musician. So I'm sure that's going to be incredible. So mark that on your calendars, everyone.
23rd.
The 23rd, okay. And I'd like to thank Patty Wall for creating the amazing Puakini Kitty Lei that Nancy's wearing. My favorite flower. I don't get to wear it, but I get to smell it because the wind's blowing just right. So I am so enjoying that. Thank you so much. And I thank Terry and Pasha and our sound guys and Stephen and everybody else who participates in creating this sacred space for us and making it comfortable and safe and beautiful. To appreciate each and every one of you. And now we'd like to have one more song from Sakshi.
So I'm going to
invite you guys to sing along on this one. We do a little kirtan to Ganesha. And Ganesha is the elephant-headed form of the divine, and he represents beginnings. His name is related to Genesis, to knowledge, gnosis, to grace. He's the remover of obstacles. And this chant is pretty simple. Just try to follow along. Jai Ganesha, Ganesha Nama Om, and Ganesha Shart. And it's going to be a call and response. So I'll do the call and then you all respond together. Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha.
Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha.
Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha.
Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha.
Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha. Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha. Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha.
Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha.
Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha.
Jaya Ganesha,
Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha.
Jaya Ganesha,
Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha. Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha. Ganesha Namo, Ganesha Namo, Ganesha Ganesha Namo, Ganesha Namo. Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha. Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha. Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha. Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha. Ganesha Namo, Ganesha Namo.
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 Ganesha Namo,
Ganesha Namo. Ganesha Namo, Ganesha Namo.
Ganesha Namo,
Ganesha Namo. Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha. Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha. Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha.
Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha.
Ganesha Namo, Ganesha Namo.
Ganesha Namo,
Ganesha Namo. Ganesha Namo, Ganesha Namo. Ganesha Namo, Ganesha Namo. Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha. Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha. Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha. Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha. Sharanam Ganesha, Sharanam Ganesha. Sharanam Ganesha, Sharanam Ganesha. Sharanam Ganesha, Sharanam Ganesha. Sharanam Ganesha, Sharanam Ganesha. Ganesha, Sharanam 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 Ganesha. 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 Sharanam Ganesha, Sharanam Ganesha, Sharanam Ganesha, Sharanam Ganesha, Sharanam Ganesha, Sharanam Ganesha, Sharanam Ganesha.
Okay. Everybody come back from wherever you floated off to. And this morning we're going to continue our program with something that is dear to a lot of our hearts because it's so much fun. And that is sharing miracles and ordinaries. So if you have had something that you consider to be a miracle, and don't we have those often? I have them more often than I used to. I keep affirming that I'm going to have even more often because that's what I want. And ordinaries as well, because wow, sometimes things happen and you walk away and then you go, wow, that happens all the time, but I never saw it quite that way before. And it's changed me for the better. So those are the kinds of things that we love to share. And by you sharing, even if you're afraid to share, give it a try, because if you have in your heart to share something, it's a gift for everyone else here. So, hands, anybody? Cheering? Come on. Let's have some miracles. Okay, Candy, come on up.
Good morning. Good morning. So I offered to volunteer to assist to teach a wonderful art class at one of the elementary schools. And it was a wonderful art class. Silk painting, and the kids were adorable. However, it was very sad because when the kids came in, they had that look in their eyes like deer with headlights in their eyes, kind of scared of the world kind of a look. And I overheard a lot of authoritarian shaming, blaming going on towards children. And so when I left, I thought, I can't be part of this. This school is not for me. And my normal MO is to just sidestep and go away. But my friend encouraged me to speak up. And so I thought about how can I say this so it's going to be heard. And those of you that know me know I'm a little bit rough around the edges. And so I thought about it, and I finally called the woman who's teaching and said to her what my mind was about the authoritarian, bullshit. I couldn't be part. And as our conversation went on, she was very supportive of moving away from that sort of way of controlling children. And I was completely blown away by her supportive attitude towards making that change. In fact, she said she really didn't want to teach the class without me. And so the next time I went, and I couldn't believe the difference. Obviously, there had been some conversations going on throughout the school about that. And it was 1,000,000% better. I was so, so happy.
Okay, that was life-changing for me. Who else has something to share? Jean.
Aloha. This is just a little ordinary miracle. So I'm running a little late this morning and I'm flying up Napa Opoku. And I went, slow down, you know people who've crashed here and, better you get there in one piece. And just as I slowed down, I came around the corner and there wasn't a big rock, which I was thinking maybe, but there was two guys weed whacking and practically in the road. And I thought, that's what you felt. That's that tuning in. And it's very simple, but it's also, if we just open and listen, we're guided. If we just listen. Mahalo.
Hope those guys know how lucky they were. Tony, come on in.
So I took my shoes off because the prior two speakers took theirs off, so I want to honor that space. I'm half serious, but half joking. So this isn't ordinary, and it's not profound, but it's unexpected, and it spread joy. So in a very ordinary way, I discovered, oh my God, I'm leaving Island and my car needs to be inspected. So I tried twice going up to an inspection station. One was the day that not that the DMV was closed, it was the day the computer system went down. So nobody was able to do it. So I'm thinking, okay, I've still got a few days. Went the next day, it was Monday, and I think it was a holiday too. And I thought, oh gosh, I'll go on Tuesday because it's going to be busy on Monday. But as it was, Tuesday had everyone, which was okay. So I get there, I've never been there before, it's the folks near Costco. And I get there and there's a lot of people. So, but I get out, I've never been there, I get out of the car and I'm looking around and I just see people, nice people talking and whatever. And I'm kind of looking weird and I see somebody go, hi, how are you? And I think, oh, they must know where I go, where I check in. So I go inside and it's the folks that run it. And they were like, oh, hi, how are you doing? How's it going? But, oh, this is where I come? Yeah, this is where you come. So, okay, so I give them the information and stuff. She said, how are you today? And I don't know how I responded. Something came up about, somehow it was song and dance. And she said, oh, do you sing or dance? And I said, well, not so much dance, but I sing, I sing. She said, sing something. So out of my mouth comes, hallelujah. So I start singing it and I really get into it. I mean, I forgot where I was. And I get done and I open my eyes and I'm, oh my gosh, I'm not with you guys. I'm not at home. I'm in the middle of this inspection station. They said, oh, thank you, that was nice. And I said, well, it wasn't really my best. I wasn't prepared today. So anyway, so I got the car, waited 40, 50 minutes, whatever. I can entertain myself. So then they call me, come on in. So you get in your car and you drive around and go in. And so this guy comes up and I say, do you want me out of the car or in the car? No, stay, we want your pictures. Okay, so then he does all his pictures. He comes over and he leans in the car. He goes, are you the singer? I didn't know what he was talking about. I go, oh, well, yeah, I guess you could. Well, I sang, yeah. And so he's glowing. I mean, this guy that does his paper. He's got the most radiant countenance. And he said, well, you're comped. I went, huh? He's a Martian and the words aren't computing. I said, really? He said, yeah. I said, oh, thank you. Oh my God. I said, this is what, he said, but I gotta tell you, any place you can look in your car on the window and there's something there, it's considered an obstruction. I said, do you mean my owner on my windshield? I said, come on, this is Hawaii. You can't take that away from me. He goes, I know. I just have to tell you, that's all. So, oh, okay. I said, this is why I love Hawaii. Stuff like this happens, I just love it. And he goes, yeah. We just, so I say to the lady, I owe you another song. She said, that's okay. So it was just this moment in time where everything stood still and you forget where you are and what you're doing and you're just into the love and the energy, and that was a little ordinary miracle.
Which just reminded me, anybody here for the very first time? Yes, 1, 2, 3. Welcome, everybody. Would you mind sharing your name and where you're from?
I'm Captain Shay, and I'm from Kailua Kona, Seattle, Washington, and British Columbia, Canada.
Oh, cool.
I do a triumph.
Welcome. And
My name is True, and I teach at Carolina State High School, and so I'm from Kona, but I'm here from the Vegas area, kind of southern Utah area.
welcome, True. Glad to see you here today, and I know you brought Randy, so thank you. Or the other way around, doesn't matter. You're both here. And I saw another hand somewhere. Oh yeah.
I'm Shirley Wagner from South Kohala, Wilco.
Yeah. Hi, Shirley. It's nice to see you again. So Shirley hasn't been here, but I've been up her way a lot, and we've shared things in the past, and it's really nice to see her again. Yeah, Nancy's teachings actually.
Yes, and Linda's here.
And Linda. Oh,
Yeah.
Linda. Yes.
Linda.
Hi, Linda.
I'm staying at Puko, and I'm also from
Alaska.
Yeah, welcome. Welcome, Linda. And thank you for the hair thing. That was great. All right. So we're so grateful that everybody's here that's here today. Ooh, and I see another face I haven't seen for a while. And so yay. So I want to give Nancy as much time as she wants to take. So I want to introduce her. And Nancy and I think
We go back a ways.
way back.
Yeah.
A decade or 2 or 3, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, it's fun. We always play together. We always have fun together. And I always come away with just mind-blown information and heart-opening information, because that's who this person is. She knows how to tune in and get the information and then share it with all of us. She has a magic gift for doing that. She's honest and straightforward, and I love her style. And it's just so refreshing in the way she presents things. And she and her partner,
Earl, yes.
the jewelry magician. Oh boy, if you haven't seen what's over on that table yet, take a look after the service, please. It's amazing. And Nancy brings a world of experience and education and knowledge to what she offers to share with us. And the biggest part she brings with herself is her heart. So,
Thank you.
Nancy, you're on.
All right. Hi. That's quite an introduction, and I had to live up to all of that stuff. It's like, okay, here you go.
So let's find these up here. So I want to share a story. I live on Oahu, and when I first came to the islands, like 30 odd years ago, I went to Kauai as my first landing pad and hiked way up into Kokei Canyon, had the luxury of coming down onto Waimea Stream, so that it was just this amazing space. And at that time, nobody was there. So my first Aloha family were goats. And they bonded with me. They taught me how to walk on the rocks. I mean, I just somehow got this huge sense of, whoa, this is land of love. This is Ohana. And my grandfather was a goat herder, so I think they somehow got me somewhere in there. So I just recently went back to Kauai. And I am remembering myself. I'm remembering the visions and the dreams that I had when I got here. I'm also remembering very viscerally the fear that was in my body. Level of anxiety, because I jumped strong from California. I jumped into a dimension. It was my Saturn return. It was like I just leaped and I followed something that I could. It's like when you get compelled to have to do something, and if you don't do it, it won't come again. There's just these windows that open, and if you don't respond to them, it isn't like your life is over, but it won't come again in the same way. So it was just too big a risk, so I leaped. And here I am in Kokei going, it's like I am my future self, greeting this memory of when I first got here. I am embracing all the dreams that I dreamed have now come true. I mean, it's an amazing moment when you greet yourself on the other side. Did I believe in any of it was going to happen? I didn't have that register at that point. I had to live beyond the belief of what was going to happen. I'd never experienced this kind of love before. I didn't know that this kind of world could exist. It was my summer of love. And it was a much bigger introduction to the sense of what I've come to do. So there was two things that were very, very strong for me during this time. One I couldn't quite explain or understand, but I knew I had to release it out of my system. Because I could sense the obvious, right? Here I am and this is what happened. But the day before I left Oahu, my solar plexus starts going into a huge level of anxiety. And when I'm walking, I'm feeling this huge level of anxiety. And I may agree with myself, not to project it on anything. You know, I'm nervous because the car won't work, or I'm nervous because of this or that. And we take this energy that we hold in our solar plexus that makes us kind of nervous, scared, and ungrounded. And we make a reason why, because we want to feel sane. You know, we'd like to be normal, you know, that kind of thing. So I find a reason why I am that. I'm nervous because this person might get sick or whatever it is. That's just the way we stabilize, called human nature. And so that here I am in the vow that I'm not going to do that this time. I'm just going to sit with this raw anxiety and accept that the level of courage that it took for me to walk with that level of anxiety and still carry on to do whatever it was that I had come to do. So I had to have a feeling of reverence and courage and connection to my life that I don't think I ever really had before. I didn't really understand to the degree. So here I'm wandering around in the redwoods, and I have an ongoing kind of conversation with my divine self. It's my major educator. It's like we always in conversation, best thing to talk to you ever could find. And it's like, and so that the question that was brought to me is, did you get it yet? did you get it yet? It's like, I'm sure I did. What is it? That we always had your back. We always had your back. There was never a time when there wasn't a presence. You decide what you call that presence. And everyone has a different range to come to, but this level of presence was always there. And it was always a level of guiding factor in something compelling us to know that we must do what we must do. And if we don't, we get depressed. If we don't respond to this deeper knowing, our energy system starts closing down. Our place of knowing, I don't want to know, so I'll go to denial. So what does that do for me? Chops off my vital force. So when we're coming to where we're standing now, I felt it was really appropriate for us to talk about these different levels. Because what was this anxiety for? That was my question. It's not that I'm just a nervous ninny and I never worked it out. It was like, this has a purpose too, and it propelled me, continuously propelled me. So I couldn't make this anxiety into a complex or make it wrong. I had to come to it from a different angle now and be with it. So that's the frame of why I come to share today, is this process, okay? So now I'm going to just give you my language so we can communicate in the sense of what we're talking about energetically, okay? So we have two aspects of intuition. Intuition that is based on your desire body. I want, I get, right? That you go, okay, I really want a new car, the whole manifesting piece, it's like, so we visualize it, we energize it, and pretty soon we drive it in, and we're all good, right? And this basically is kind of cause and effect. It happens on all different dimensions. I consider this a solar plexus action. Solar plexus in that it is magnetic. We have choices. So I can desire something and get it, but it not necessarily be good for me. It's like this level of intuition makes wonderful crooks because they know exactly where you put your wallet. Where's the ethical value of that? Well, it depends on what day you're talking to, It's like, so that this aspect of intuition that we use, that we come to in the sense of manifesting alignment, it's just active, and what you want to do is have a healthy one. You want a healthy, dynamic, analytical mind, healthy, dynamic magnetism. Why? Because you'll hear it all over the place here. Ease and flow and all these great, wonderful words that we all go, please, right? That this is going to happen if we are in alignment here in the sense of the strength of what we desire. Then we put a little extra in on that one. Right now, magnetically, everything's getting more, bigger. So what you call for, get ready. You're going to get more. It's like it's going out. So if you are, whatever you are anticipating, whatever it is that you are contemplating, it's good to know yourself enough to know what it is that you are putting out there and what you're getting back. Because that's all solar plexus training. It's like, and so that level of magnetism and that strength is often, we think of it as our intuition. My intuition told me to go to this store because the thing I want to buy is on sale. I'm good at that one. I'm really good at that one. I love things on sale. So I always say, okay, where is it? It's like, I wait for certain stores to call me because they got the shovel, all right. So that the dynamic that we're playing with here again is a sense of practical universe, that strength of cause and effect. What I put out there is what I get back, that whole piece. And we often will listen to that, we'll hear it inside as a form of guidance. As I said, you just want a healthy one. That if you're asking for something and desiring things that you're outgrown, they're not good for you anymore, not, then you must ask for you to reframe this. So when I am overdoing it on the chocolate, that sort of deal. I know that it's like at some point my body's going to kick back. I can have as much as I want, but my body's going to kick back and go too much. So I started basically to use alignment prayers. Please help me just love chocolate, but not crave chocolate. I set energy fields to support me to not basically overdo things. Because I was a big girl. And I get pretty expanded, right? It's just to have a sense, not to overwork. To know just the right amount, right? And all these things, again, are in aspects of us listening internally, knowing what is right. That when I come to the second aspect of what we use as intuition, we call it knowing. Knowing is of the heart. Knowing is that space that is, very clearly is, and you decide if you want to listen to it or not. I think all of us had had experiences at certain times when our heart told us that this is what is right and needs to happen, and we didn't have the will to do it. I would have people come to me and go, I knew better. I knew better. Well, how did they know better? Because something in them knew, and another part of them was simply not interested. so that level of knowing is the space when we come to the trusting of our source. We have a sense that here we listen and we become congruent internally. We digest these frequencies, if you will. We digest these energetics until it is we have the power to act on what we know is right. So when you're capable of being able to hear directly, it takes no effort or energy whatsoever to act. You're just out of bed and we're doing it. It's like the heart's dynamic dimension is getting stronger and louder for all of us. We're recognizing that we have to be here. The heart doesn't necessarily, in my world, have that level of tension or stress. Any way that my heart starts to ail is when I have distanced myself from it. And I've basically withdrawn from what it is that I know. Called denial. It doesn't go away. It usually wears you out, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, all right, I get it. So that the dynamic we're coming into the powers of the heart is why we need to come to this level of trust and connection. So if we go back to my time in Kauai, both were active. This knowing that told me where I needed to be, what it was that was important here for me to get the alignments with the earth before I entered into humans, to get a real deep sense of connection, and then to go greet my family. That level of knowing was really obvious to me. I mean, I met a couple fellas who were helping me get ready to go. They insisted a single woman couldn't go down into that canyon. It was too dangerous. It took them 3 days to accept I was going. It was no question for me. It was just going to help me or not. It's like, okay. So that this level of what we do, this anxiety aspect, comes from our nervous system and our sense of independence. And how do we relate and know? How do we know if it's right? How do we know it's like in this place of listening? So that I've got a few little places that I always come to. My heart speaks to me 5 words or less. You never hear a long story of why it is you should do this and why it should happen and No, your heart is simple and direct. It speaks to you through a feeling. It speaks to you with such a level of passion and connection that you know that you have to attend to it in some way or another. That how we unfold, because our heart holds our function. Why did you come to Earth this time? Why are you here? Your heart holds the function of why that is. That when I came here to this time, and my heart is there saying you're here to love, I didn't grow up in a house of love. I didn't grow up in a warm, fuzzy little space. It's like, really? Where am I going to learn that one? Right? It's like, and so that there was this sense of my journey took me through all the different levels of understanding of how to love and trust my own nature, how to use discernment for the people that I'm with so I don't judge them, how to be able to have a clarity of understanding that everybody is doing the best they can no matter what. It's like that, can we stay open? So as we're moving forward, we're coming to some really vital times. Your energy fields will decide where we're going. I don't mean to make it heavy, it's just we need to get real. Who we are and what we put out there is not a sense that we have to save anything or fix anything, but we have to move. My feeling for where the planet is moving right now is that if we want the constructive aspect of what we call a future, we need to be rising our energetic about 40%. That means that when I come into a situation, my intuition, that deeper space of heart, speaks first. No words. It is just allowing. It is allowing me to have all my opinions and judgments, right? So that it's like, it's not that this part don't go away, but I learn the sense of how to regulate and be with myself so I don't live in these two worlds. One that's based on this level of universal knowing and love, and something that would be internally based on some level of fear or contraction. That's our next homework. So we can stand with ourselves in absolute integrity with absolute knowing. Here we are. So this climate of trusting your source, again, we have to come to having that knowing space, right? Which is, it's a congruency. You get used to it. It doesn't have a lot of language. And you become, in the sense that you get more familiar with it. So all I can tell you is 3 things happened to me as I got more proficient in being able to allow this energetic to be conscious in my body. One is I got a lot more energy. I think my vitality raised is probably about 30%. And you got to get ready for something like that. It was a little bit of a house cleaning as we started, but it's like energy rise. My mental facility started getting stronger. My memory got better. My dynamic sense of direction alignments. I mean, I just started watching this shift out of what was my, I know Nancy, she does this or that, into a much larger space of just being here. I had to accept that if there was going to be a level of me judging, narrowing my energetic field, it would be a personal dynamic that I need to be responsible for. That whatever I'm doing and whatever I'm feeling, there is no out there that I'm going to react to and say that's why I am the way I am. If you live in your heart, we don't do that anymore. We may acknowledge there are influences here that will help us to learn to not do it again. I mean, I ate at the restaurant, it was not so good, right? So I remember I should not be eating there until I can tell that my food can digest, right? There's a level of practical knowing, but it's like the sense of how do we move and be real? This is the hard part, to be really real without getting absorbed in our own reactions. How can we stand and be the space that holds it all and let it be, without going to some dimension in which we lose our grounding, we lose our practicality, we want to live in some other kind of feel-good space, be high all the time? That's not what we're here to do. We're here to laugh and play and connect and feel our strength and our love deeper and stronger and more dynamic.
And we're also here to be able to address that whatever it is that you hold as your base of tension, that you basically hold it respectfully. You hold it with an understanding that this is what you've come to learn. So your strongest reactions are your strongest teachers. You know, you get cooties when you walk in a room. It's like, what have I learned from that one? You know, it's like that you start being able to have a sense of letting your heart lead. And at that point, then there's a natural kind of trust, a deeper sense of, I got your back, so that no matter what it is that your body is going through and experiencing, for whatever it is, it becomes your teacher. And then we can stand and accept in the same way that I can allow the entire realm of experience around me, teaching me constantly, feeding me back, evolution. This is my school. That's when it starts getting an inner circle sacred. That's when it starts getting really interesting. So that I feel that we are at a threshold time. There's a lot of good energy coming in these days, lots of good stuff. That it will be for us to recognize what it is that is our function, why are we here, and to be able to recognize where it is that we close down our energy field. Where do we get stuck? Where do we go to repetitive thoughts? Where do we get caught in telling the same story over and over again, believing it every time? It's like, where is it that we can get free? Right? And it's like, so that when I come to the work right now, we gotta have fun with this. If we're gonna do this as some sort of labor of purification and healing, you know, all that kind of stuff. You know, I am so important because I have the good news, you know, all that kind of thing. Too much trouble, just too much work, you know, stop, right? So that then we come back and say, so what are we? It's like basically we're a free agent of the universe. Our energy field is the teacher that we are here to give. I don't have to basically do anything, but I do have to respond to the function I have come. So I've been asked to stand in front of things that scare the absolute Jesus out of me and feel my own hardness, feel my own difficulties, and be present with that until I can at least get a hold of Nancy and take care of her. I have to be able to ground into my person and be able to have a sense that in the strength of that, we can have fun. I don't think we're going to get there being way too serious, but I don't think that being light means we lose our truth. That's what we're going to talk about this afternoon. If you have any call to join us, Grounding the Light, we'll be here 1:30 to 4, and we want to get this sense of support, a feeling of being able to find our way. So we've got some anchors, and to be able to come back to this place that says that I can live in a space that is truly free because I'm not bound by the old energetic structures that I call home. So that these are not anything new. All of you recognize that. As I talk to you, you're remembering these spaces in your body and your mind, remembering them already. They're ancient. That I don't think they have a lifespan. You know, they have cultural connections, but there's sense that we come back and say, okay, so if it was then that I recognize that my heart is here asking me to give or to serve, how can my personal sense of self get on board in a way that does not call sacrifice, doesn't call for anything that takes away? Maybe what it calls for is a finely honed instrument of you within your power. And if we can get there, if we can have some fun with that, if we can start really learning how to hone this, it's like that one of the troubles that we have is as we repeat things that we are told, they become strong. We call them narratives, right? And it's like, if I'm looking at the idea that I'm going to find a new narrative for our planet, I mean, I talked to Mama. She says she don't need to be saved. She says, you people might not be here, but she'll be fine. We've been through extinctions before. It's not a big deal. You know, we had to clear the slate, you know, it's like, and so then it's like when I come to the sense of recognizing that there is some major imbalances that we are responsible for on this planet, and that everything's a little overdue in the sense that it's about ready to blow and explode. I call it that we are in the middle of an extinction right now, about 150 years in, if you haven't noticed yet. Things are falling fast, especially here in Hawaii. And so that you may come and see what is your function within that. Are you here to try to work, to save, to help our birds, to help our land, to help our people? You know, what is it? Or are you here in the sense that I call that the transition of the old cycle that we're stepping out of? We all know everything is different now. The aspect is, the other side of it is we're stepping into a new cycle that will need to hold this 40% increase of conscious energetics. And hey, somebody got to do it. You know what I mean? So we're looking for volunteers. It's like somebody got to come to that. It's like for me, I went, the universe sort of gave me a choice. It said you can be in transition, really doesn't matter one way or the other, and kind of keep helping all that is. Or you can come in and really get grounded and connected in the new cycle. The new cycle is the strength of the heart and the heart's dimension, operating quite differently than how most of us were trained that the heart functions and works. And it takes some getting used to. That's all I can tell you. And we're in a time, again, that all that's necessary at this point for all of us is for you to listen to your heart, find out what your function is. You know, I think we used to call it purpose. But if you spend time in the heart doesn't walk around in an identity. I am a healer. I have come to save the day, right? That's solar plexus. You've identified your field, has all the healing lines up, everything's all good, but that's not your heart. It's like, so when I come to my heart says, everything heals in your presence. Well, I got to get used to that. It was tough when I was a kid. Because you know when everything heals when you're in your presence, do you know what happens? Everybody's darkness comes out. It's like you walk in the room and you can just see the imbalances. I was not that popular for one time. It's like because there was a sense of, it's like, can someone stand and see themselves in that? I basically decided that it was like not, especially not good. So I just cut it all off and went into denial. I just want to be normal. I don't want to deal with any of this. Leave me alone. Pass the beer, that kind of stuff. I pulled it off for a short amount of time, and then it was back again in this exquisite level of alignment that I've been given in this lifetime, and this desire for us to be together as a family and unite in our hearts and in the work we come to do. It's got to be something that inspires you through your passion so strongly in however you participate. It inspires you so strongly that it comes out of you. Not in a sense of an effort. The effort usually is to get yourself here. Then it all happens from there. So let's just take a nice big breath here, and I'm just going to close. So I'm going to give you a little bit of where we've been and where we're going. Okay. I talk in circles again, but notice I'm all over the place. So we come in and we say, okay, we are greeting and we're being greeted by our future self. Most of you are at the time where you can look back at the last 30, 40 years of your life and realize that you knew who you were back then. You may not have known what to do with it, but now you're standing in it and you know what to do with it as best you can. Most people that when we come to this, we say we are in this end of cycle, new beginning space, which means we're going to greet the next octave of where we're going. What are we calling that? New cycle. That in anything that we come to, in that, we have to come and say, okay, 2 parts of our nature are going to be responding here. My solar plexus, the part that gets nervous when something is unstable, the part that gets uncomfortable because things are changing, right? That kind of thing. You have those guys? That one? We've all felt it. This anticipation of what? And so that this solar plexus piece is, I'm looking at this as a portal at this point, a power portal that will give the strength to support my heart. And so that when we came to talk about it, we said the heart is the knower, speaks 5 words or less, grips you in a power of passion that takes no effort to respond to. In fact, it's going to take effort to stop you. I'm going. Then we have this individual aspect, the way that you were conditioned, the way all of the circumstances that make you who you are. And we're coming to that with absolute and total respect. So that when I'm standing in this part of me that is nervous and uncomfortable and doesn't know what to do, I have to accept that I need to make a contact and find out what I need and let the power of my heart guide me. And that once you get proficient in this, then that jittery, nervous, energetic is just a signal that you're changing octaves, but not necessarily that you're going to get traumatized or thrown back into the familiar, which is where all your memories, everything that was you before lived. So what we're coming to now is we're making this little introduction of a 40% rise. Who's with me? Well, 40% is a lot. It's almost 50, right? Here we go. Okay, so we're coming in. We're recognizing that all we need at this point is to understand that that's what our heart is telling us is right. And that within that dynamic, we will listen. And we'll take care of our nature and ourself by making sure that we know what we need and that we're willing to receive it. Thank you. Thank you. It's all yours, Maestro. You're welcome.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Takes your breath away, doesn't it?
Yes. Especially that 40% thing. It's like,
Yeah, you guys are good.
oh my gosh. Wow. Well, as we sit and listen to Sakshi with this beautiful music offering he's going to make right now, we're going to pass around our bowl so that everyone has an opportunity to show their gratitude for what they received today, their support of New Thought Center, and all the ways that are possible. And if you have money, share your money. If you have heart, share your heart. If you can bless, share your blessings. Because we're about all of that. So thank you.
Put that one down a little bit. Turn the guitar down a little bit. We don't have to be this, we don't have to be that now. We don't have to do this, we don't have to do that now. We don't have to think this, we don't have to think that now. We don't have to love this, we just have to love that now. We don't have to be this, we don't have to be that now. Just be for eternity. We don't have to think this, we don't have to think that now. Don't think, do it consciously. We don't have to love this, we don't have to love that now. Just love for eternity. Even now, open up. Even now, open up. Even now, open up. Even now, open up. Trapped by desire, paradise, fragile mind, illusion by material dreams. Zion is the only paradise. Seek to find and behold all your glorious dreams. Roots so deep, roots so strong, roots hold on forever. Hold on, roots so deep, roots so strong, roots hold on forever. Hold on. As I walk this road to holy Mount Zion, eternal be thy faith, and we got to stand strong, lion. As I walk this road to holy Mount Zion, eternal be thy faith, and we got to carry on in this Armageddon. Stand strong like a lion, carry on in this Armageddon. Stand strong like a lion, carry on in this Armageddon. Stand strong like a lion, carry on in this Armageddon. Stand strong like a lion, carry on in this Armageddon. So even now, open up. Even now, open up. Even now, open up. Even now, open up. Trapped by desire and paradise, fragile mind, disillusion by material dream. Remember, Zion is the only good paradise. Seek to find and rejoice materially. Zion is all, Zion is everything. Zion is here, Zion is now. Jah is all, Jah is ever. And I am right here, I am right now. So be here now. We don't have to be this, we don't have to be that. Just be for eternity. We don't have to do this, we don't have to do that now. Just do whatever happens will be. We don't have to think this, we don't have to think that now. Don't think, do it consciously. We don't have to love this, we don't have to love that now. Just love for eternity. So lift up your consciousness, raise the eye level. Lift up your consciousness. Lift up your awareness to a higher level. Lift up your consciousness. Zion is here, Zion is ever. Jaja is here, Jaja is now. Thank you. Zion is on, Zion is ever. And I am right here, I am right now. So be here now. Be here now. Be here now. Be here
I love it. In
Thank
case you guys missed it, the dance hall was in the back there. So anytime, feel free. That's the way we roll here. No rules, pretty much. So, like to just quickly go over announcements and then do a closing blessing. So every Sunday, we are live on the lanai. We are also live stream on the computer, on YouTube, and it's also recorded in case you miss it. So if you live somewhere else and you can't be here with us, but you see somebody, you go, wow, I want to hear that. You can go online and catch us. So please take advantage of that. And all you people out there in Cyberland, we love you. Next Sunday is Easter. Ooh, I think maybe there might be an Easter bunny egg fighting thing happening here, maybe. Yeah. Which reminds me, we also have free childcare. You just need to let us know by Friday that you're coming so we can arrange to make sure we have the proper people here to take care of your loved little ones. So Julia Fairchild is going to be speaking on sacred sounds and music by Dick Franklin. Oh, and something we haven't had in forever, a potluck brunch after service. Hey, bring your best Easter dishes. I'll bring my eggs, I promise. So let's all show up for that. That sounds like fun. On the week following, Jinan Wang is going to be talking about Tai Chi Tao, short forms for long life. And he also teaches a workshop that's starting up again on Monday from 4:30 to 5:30. He teaches Tai Chi and Qigong, all levels. And so the classes start Monday 4:30, $15 a class or $48 for the whole month, which is a wonderful gift. And then the following week, Sakshi Zion's gonna be here. Yay, the supreme importance of the Gnostic Gospels. Ooh, one of my favorite subjects. And his music as well. So today, after the service at 1:30, we're going to be having a workshop with Nancy. Wonderful gift today, Grounding the Light, a practical guide to utilizing spiritual resources. And there's a sign-up sheet over on the table over there.
Yeah, by the flower, I think.
Okay. Oh, on the round table? Okay, little round table. So please sign up for that so we know how many to plan for.
Yeah, I think it's by the flower. Anyway, that's a different one.
Okay, yes, by the orchids. Okay, over there. And so Easter potluck, I said right after the morning service, everybody's welcome. It is a special event. We're so happy. Weekly classes, the Tai Chi class on Wednesday is yoga with Jeanette. And it's $10 to $15 per class sliding scale and all levels. It's personalized. So come join Jeanette for this special experience. And monthly, next Sunday, Crystal Bowl meditation from 9 to 9:30 in this room in here in the Honua room. There's no charge, donation optional, but please be on time. It starts exactly at 9 o'clock. And also, the last Sunday of the month is a produce giveaway where if you have extra produce, like your tree is dropping guavas all over your favorite car and you're a little upset about it, gather them up and bring them here and we'll put them to a different purpose. So, monthly events, we did that. Okay, and there's all kinds of service opportunities for anything you can imagine being or doing or creating here. So if you're interested in being of service here at New Thought, would the board members raise their hands, please? See any of these people around here? They're all on the board, and just tell them what your heart's desire is. How do you really like to contribute to our ohana here and grow this space? So please do that. Oh, and there's a special request for help for the potluck for next Sunday. So anybody that is culinarily inclined and likes to organize things, we could use your help. So if you are receiving our newsletter, awesome. If you're receiving it, you don't want it anymore, it's easy to unsubscribe. And if you aren't receiving our newsletter, you can go to our website on the front page and just click to join up and you'll start receiving it. And,
Lunch?
oh, lunch. Yes, we're gonna take our speaker to lunch.
Thank you.
And where are you?
We're going to the Chinese. Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
We're going right up here. And I found out, for those of you who have mostly restricted diet except for being a vegan, they have corned beef, not corned beef, Kahlua pig and cabbage dish up there that is to live for. It's so good. Anyway,
Did you take a head count?
Oh,
Hand count?
yeah, how many people are gonna come up so we can get a big enough table for everybody? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that's a nice group. All right.
So we have Free Friday. It's at 3 o'clock Hawaii time. It's an hour. And we speak on various subjects. It's a lecture format, but it's our Zooming experience. And so if you want to stay connected to us and the teaching, just to kind of move with us, all we will need is your email address, and you can sign it over there. And then we'll send you the links. Yeah.
And you want to mention you do consultations too?
All of that, yeah. We're mostly on the phone, but we do a phone in person, so we're available. We love our work and we love being helpful. And so that in that way, what I'm good with is transition, being able to see the big picture of what it is that's taking place around you to help you make the decisions that are right for you. And that's kind of the frame of our consultations. And we are going to start an online class on April 19th. It's a 6-week, over 12 weeks. 6 classes, 12 weeks. So if you're interested in any of that, also let us know.
So much yumminess.
Yay, we're at it, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to give a shameless plug here for my daughter's performance. Rikki Tikki Tavi Ballet is happening at the end of this month, April 29th. I'll post this out on the bulletin board for y'all to take a look. And it's at the Kahila Theater. And it's not just Rikki Tikki Tavi, but it's also performances by each major class and teacher who are going to do their own little performances, so everyone gets to show off what they got. And we have I saw the whole rehearsal yesterday and I was blown away. It's just amazing, the quality of these people, these dancers, and the ballet and other kinds of dance as well. So I
What's the
invite you to come if you can.
What's the date?
It's April 29th. And it's only one day only, and it's at 4 p.m. So that's a Saturday at 4 p.m. And now I'd like to do a closing prayer. Yeah. Oh, one more thing.
Could you please ask the board members to pose for a picture right after the closing song? Because we have 8 of the 9 of us.
Okay, you all heard that, right? Done and done. Okay. So let's all do our favorite thing to do. Let's all take a deep breath in through our nose, in through our ear, and out through our va'a, our mouth. And let's do it 2 more times. In through your nose. And being here now in this divine presence of the all that is, we are so grateful and filled with joy and excited like little children for all that's to come, for all that we've received and all that we have given. We allow our blessings to flow from us and to us. And we accept these blessings for new thought to be multiplied and amplified beyond all measure. May our minds be blown into a new world of creation, an unlimited world of being, of expressing who we truly are in each moment, and allowing that to flow out to the world and bless everyone, everywhere. As that flows from us, it flows to us as the circle of life continues. And we go joyfully and safely from this place into the next with a heart full of joy. And we remember to laugh and have fun. Ualele valiatula amale. And so it is. Thank you all. And now we're going to get in a circle and sing our closing song. Away aloha, the words are there and there, there. Let's kind of include our musician in this circle. Ready now. Anna, can you open up the circle so the musician, Anna, open the circle so we can include our musician.
Here's 3 folks on the other side.
Oh.
The way the energy flows.
Okay.
Ready?
Hawaii, aloha, hauki na hoki o Hawaii, oli Aloha,